Hi. That's my
Hey.
name.
Oh,
What about my battery? I have a battery.
snap. Oh, snap. We are in it to win it now.
How's it going?
There's a space lady up on here.
I want that hoodie.
Where did I get it? Target, I think.
I got mine from Target too, but it's not that cool.
Oh, Kohl's. No, it's Kohl's. Yeah.
Kohl's. Okay. I love it. I'm gonna have to get that.
Too. Of culture with Solo. ARK Anthony Ross Kennedy. Oh, Anthony. Sorry. Anthony
That's
Kennedy.
me.
Ding bone.
I-
All right. So one love. That's what the topic is today.
Yeah, I like One
You
Love.
you look cool. You look cool.
This is my One Love look right now. I'm trying
I
to
love
One
it.
Love it.
I
Yeah,
love you.
that's what we're doing, right?
Yep.
I feel it. I feel it in a big way, and I like a whoa, holy moly, what the heck
I
do we got
already
going
can
on?
tell I'm gonna love our group text. Probably gonna be my go-to several times.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on. I could feel it. I could feel the energy building in a big way, and like a movement like way. I can see movement now. I can see a movement happening now.
Movement is a big word for this.
Yeah.
You see that? You see a movement?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's already started.
That's a lot of responsibility. That's a wow.
Yeah. It's already started. I'm
Okay.
positive of it. Mm-hmm.
All right.
What'd she say?
I think she said she's back.
Oh
She
shit.
said
Oh yeah,
I
she's back.
second that. There's definitely a movement that's begun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You just got blindsided by it.
Yeah, because I mean that's manifestation. So I mean they say spells, like my husband says, when you say stuff, they call it spelling because so
Yeah.
put it into
Anthony, we
so
just talked about this when I was telling you to wash your mouth.
right.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to watch your mouth?
Because I say some things sometimes, and
Oh,
then
okay.
things manifest. So
Very
it's important. It's important that I stay on the positive love vibration, because we're noticing there's some reoccurring themes that have started to happen, and so which like marries with like certain time periods in histories, like stuff's really happening,
Mm-hmm.
and so we don't all know exactly what the hell's happening, but hell, if we just move towards it in like investigative love, I think it's going to be pretty darn exciting from my perspective.
So is there any way we're gonna be tracking this? Like keeping record, or I guess this is the record.
This is the record. It's orally happening. Oh shoot.
Looks
Laura's
like you're
coming in
looking
clutch.
into the abyss.
Yeah, Laura's over here showing me she's got a new shirt on today. She's got the National Honor Collegiate Scholarship shirt on. So she got accepted into some
No,
yeah. So she's doing really good in
Marty
school.
Pierce.
She's like chasing a dream. She's always wanted to be a writer, and so she's using this opportunity to become a writer.
So she knows
Formal.
MLA and APA essays.
I think she does just all creative writing, like
Wow.
nothing but like she's going to a school that just does that. She's going to this school called Full Sail University. They do a lot of video.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I know Full Sail. She's going to
yeah,
the school called.
yeah,
I wish I could go there. It's a little out of my price range. Full
yeah. Well,
Sail is.
she's lucky. That was one of our. I realized something happened in well, in 2022, I told her, I said, it's dumb. She had to pay for like health insurance and stuff. I said, listen, man, it's just really kind of beneficial for us to just like you be my partner, because we won't have to pay for health
Oh,
insurance. And then
oh,
also you're going to get to go to school and for free, right? Because you can have my disability, you can have my disabled veteran benefits,
Yeah, if
and
you're over
then
30%, 30,
yeah,
yeah,
so I told her, I said, I will partnership with you, but you have to go to school. Like you
yeah.
have to use this because there's no, this is dumb. So she's doing it, but she really wanted to do it. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, so yeah, it is it at least because I used to work at TRICARE and then I worked at the VA. So I knew is it 100% employable or unemployable?
yeah, I got 100% unemployable.
Oh yeah,
So
she's good.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
She doesn't pay
Yep.
for full sale.
She doesn't do anything, and so it's been really good for her. And then my other son, Aaron, he did the same thing. He got his bachelor's and master's degree from Full Sail with the same thing.
Man, that is an excellent school. I mean,
Yeah,
ex
yeah,
Florida, right?
yeah.
It's
So
excellent. It's an excellent school. I'm jealous. So congratulations. And she got honor society.
yeah, she's loving it. So it's like,
He's a beast, man. That's freaking impressive.
Oh, he was so pretty.
yeah, Jamie's coming. She's coming in dressed up today. Okay, that's amazing.
Oh, at a board meeting. I wore purple.
Wow, so pretty.
It's my church board meeting. You're so
Oh,
pretty.
Shelly's here too. Holy moly, she's not saying anything. She's coming in quietly.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Hi.
hello. Hi, it's very
Oh,
nice to meet you.
I like the little sparkles. I love the backdrop.
Oh, thank you. I live in a tiny home, so you
Oh,
all my spaces.
so you could teach me some things. That you have to know. Minimalist. I'm not a pack. Well, no, I'm a pack rat. I'm not a hoarder, but I will keep. I have to look at this. I kept them. They're bags.
I
Well, you
do
can't see
that.
them. They're
I do.
well. I go to the little boutique, the witch boutique, and you
See?
know we can't have a tiny house. But I used to be so addicted to watching that show.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Tiny House Living. There were a couple of them. Oh, I like
Her
that
house is
too.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, and believe me, you can still have a lot of little items that are important to you and live in a small space, and you can still collect little treasures and be in
Okay,
a
and
small.
now is that a loft up there?
No, that's just a bookcase.
Oh, okay, okay.
I do have a loft over in the other direction. That's where I sleep.
That's
So
so awesome.
yeah, it's very it's a learning curve. I do encourage people to try it on, like stay at
B&B.
yes, and try different models and different types and different setups because it can be very customizable, but it can be a nightmare if you're not prepared.
And
Can
if you don't
can
put
we?
things back where they go, it's almost like a Tetris. Everything's gonna have a where. Why did you put the fingernail clipper right here? It goes here every time. Now when I go here to look for it, it's not there. So then I'm gonna go over here, and now it's over here. So the thing that's here is supposed to be here. Nothing. That's how I would be.
Like that. If you think placing fingernail clippers, placing people, multiple people in a small space and trying to socialize and move around and like go to the bathroom or whatever, it's the whole thing is a learning curve,
Okay.
but it's a good one.
So
Well,
people
thanks
just
for
have to.
sharing.
So people have to come, like, try it out. Then is what you're recommending?
I recommend people explore before
Oh,
they
okay.
explore.
I'm coming to bunk with Shelly.
What's that?
I said I'm coming to bunk with you.
Please do. It is so much fun. I've had people come and stay, and it is a blast. It is a blast.
Well,
I
you
do
guys
enjoy.
have the grotto to grotto connection. Like that'd
I
be
was there
like
tonight.
Yeah, that's just like a mind-blowing synchronicity to me. And I think that's really like some sort of weird ass connection. Also, end of the Oregon Trail and beginning of the Oregon Trail, like thing
Solo.
going.
Seriously. We are the beginning and the end of the Oregon Trail. Legit.
Yeah.
No crap. Like literally in Missouri to where they live. Like they have a sign and everything. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Do you have
Wow.
uh,
do you have any outdoor spaces that are special to you in your area or around your home or where you live or anything like that?
Are you asking me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I live in southern Indiana. That's where this draw comes from. We just have the walking bridge.
You
And we
live
have a
kind of by
lot of,
me.
pardon
You're
me?
not that far from me. I live in
Oh, where are
Missouri,
you?
in like St. Louis.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, we used to live in Alton, Illinois.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, did
A
you
long
really?
a long time ago. I know the school song still, Death to the and it was Robert Waldlow, the giant.
Do you know about the Birdman?
Yeah,
Legit. Like
right. Wait, what was his name? Robert who?
I think it was Robert Waldlow. He had an enlarged pituitary gland. So he was, I think, 6'9" or 7 something. I don't know. He was really, was it Robert Waldlow? It was something, Robert something.
Oh,
But
cool.
that's all we had. We had a statue of him in middle of the town. I'm always around little towns.
Mm.
And Puerto Rican Pentecostal. I grew up a Puerto Rican Pentecostal in Kentucky. There's not many of us.
That's such a strange way to grow up. How
Yeah.
awesome. Was it an adventure or was it like oppressive for you?
Well, we were very sheltered, so I didn't know I won't maybe not use the word oppressed, but maybe my mind wants to say that we had to wear long skirts, long hair, no makeup. And when people say they lived in a church, like we lived there because when my father got out of the military, the church took us in. So because back then they didn't have, they have the transitional, now they're like, oh, you don't want to re-enlist? Okay, we've got to get out by the 31st. But I learned a lot of good morals and things that, made me into a conformed human, you know. And then when we leave, you just kind of put it all together and say, okay, what really is going on? And that's why we're here.
Yeah,
It's almost like
exactly.
education,
Pardon me?
almost like a reverse engineering kind of education.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I got a lot of information. I know all Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First Samuel, Sam, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles. I mean, it was like drilled in my head.
that's amazing though. That's good though. That's
Yeah.
good
Thank you.
knowledge to have because that's whenever I started dissecting the Bible and then I was like, this don't make sense.
Yeah.
You said it doesn't?
No, there was a lot of
Uh,
things that were contradictory that I was like, this
they-
isn't making sense, and people couldn't explain it to me.
Yeah, I think for me, when I exploded, because I found myself like having a spiritual revolution when I was like 17 years old, and I found myself like really reading the Bible and stuff, and then um, what this thing has allowed me to do is like the trying to put things together and deconstructing is like, oh, it just adds to the real, it adds to the story of us. Like there's a big story of us, and oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, it is much more beautiful than just this. We are so much more than just this. That is very evident, and so
So are
I love it.
all the books in there? Are all the books, are all the stories in there? That's the question.
Right,
What's
and it
not in there?
well, and yeah, and when
Good
we say
one.
what's not in there, it's like holy moly! It's if you read enough human mythologies and indigenous things, you just go, well, I think that I can common sense, no nonsense go, well, there's something that goes on, like the stupid farmer's almanac. Apparently, we got to have like the same type of moons and stuff and shit that go around. We have to have the same planets. I think we're just all going to go, we're all going to have a common sense moment. I think that's what we're gonna
It's a
have.
they're collective manuscripts of records.
Yeah, and I think we're just gonna have an aha moment. Wait a second. I think it'll be that simple. Why
Mhm.
not?
We're here so quick. I mean, even how much we're going to be able to talk and learn. I mean, there's so much information, and we're going to be boom, like just twinkling. It's just so fast.
It's coming out faster than we can keep track of, which is probably one of the reasons why it's necessary to have so many different people coming together, because different people are tracking different ends of the strings.
Mhm.
And we'll wind them together to make a really strong rope.
Yeah, I like that. I might use that in my kids to try to help me clean up the house.
How old are your kids now?
23, 24. He's getting ready to be 25, and then
Mhm.
23 and 17 and 15.
Okay. So you got them spread out a little bit
I'm
there.
old. I'm 44.
You're 44?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm older than you, so that's the way that is. I'm rolling with the 49 this year. Straight
My husband's
49.
49. Yep.
Okay.
I kept thinking that this year I was going to be 53, and it turns out that I'm only going to be 52.
Oh, you do not look like you're in your 50s.
Yes, I have a 33-year-old son. He just turned 33 yesterday. And I have a 27-year-old daughter who just got married in November. And
what you don't have are wrinkles.
Right.
What are you using on your face? I've got. I can't. I try to put stuff on him, but
Talking about. Look at you.
I was blessed with good genetics
Wrinkles.
and a youthful spirit.
okay. Well,
But
you
I
look
think it's
good. You look like you're like good.
You know what it is? The people in my family, my mom's side, they keep their youthful looks for quite some time, but when they go, whew, they go all at once, and they go, it's not
Time's
pretty.
up.
Well, tell us about your you have some like cultural diversity in your background. It's important that we talk about these things, these cultural diverse backgrounds that we come in. Tell us, let's talk about those with each other.
Okay.
Let's,
You want me to go first?
yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Natividad Iris de Leon Serrano Otero Mohammed. So just to making this clear, it's Tiv Muhammad. I know I didn't change it down below, so honey, I'm sorry. I claim you. Okay, but I do. That is my whole name. It's Natividad Iris de Leon Serrano Otero Mohammed, and I go by Tiv. Tiv. So I am
So
of Puerto Rican
beautiful.
descent.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we
beautiful.
don't have to go to our family, try to pull up 23andMe. We don't. Our family tree is in our name. So you just keep adding it. But I'm of Puerto Rican descent. Both of my parents were born in Puerto Rico, and then they met in Chicago very young. So I was born in Chicago, Illinois, and I just grew up a military brat. Worked for the Department of Defense most of my adult career. Ended up getting into medical sales when COVID hit. Doctors did not care about what you were trying to sell unless you were selling a cure. And so I just went back to school, actually grabbed a DoorDash bag, and I was like, I'm going to go get some money, take care of my kids. And so I've been dashing my way through college. My family, as far as my being humble, we grew up in a very, we weren't privileged at all, but my father, he refused to get any kind of assistance. So he just always worked. And, I still have a hard time throwing a can away because we picked cans, and so I have our family. I didn't even know we were broke. I didn't know we were poor. I didn't know anything because as far as I was concerned, we were so happy. We in Alton, Illinois, we lived out in the country. We used to swim in a pond. We had two ponds. We called them Twin Lake. It was called Twin Lakes. And we'd be in there. There were moccasins in there. We'd send our dogs out to scare them. Now, knowing there's moccasins in the pond, and then going down and picking up a stick and thinking it's a stick and it's actually a moccasin. I never went back in there again. But we used to get tick checks. We'd have church in our tent, like a 7-man tent. So I didn't know until I went to like maybe middle school. And then I was like, we're broke. We're poor. But we were so rich. We were absolutely rich because as I got older and I started noticing that people that were, as I was a child, I'd have my friends and their families. All my friends wanted to be at our house. They wanted to come over to our house because it seemed like the more money people had, the more unhappy. It was so odd. The more unhappy and the more selfish because we didn't have anything. But my mother never let anybody leave with a empty stomach. And I don't, my kids know that if you tell me like whoever said they liked my shirt, I'd give it to you if you're with me right now. So because I feel like, well, they have it because so I don't know. I just really enjoy life. I know what you see of me on TikTok. It's like a different persona. Maybe like that whole thing with because sometimes I watch this stuff and I'm like, who was that? But I'm just a very humble person and very much an introvert. And I like small groups of people that I feel like I can gravitate to or that I can open up to because otherwise I'm pretty quiet and reserved. And that's me.
I love it.
All of that, lady. With all of that, sounds very familiar. Sounds familiar.
Oh, good.
So, my name's Shelly, and I'm a massage therapist, and I'm living in the Portland area for the last 8 years. And I've bounced back and forth. I've lived primarily in the Pacific Northwest, but I've lived in Beaufort, South Carolina, and Georgia, and in Florida, in Virginia, for brief periods of time. And I've just come back from Virginia. I was there last year for about 10. As far as my cultural background, that's been sort of an interesting journey for me in that on my mother's side, our family is Native American, Northern California, Miwok, and Hispanic and Welsh. And then on my father's side, also Indigenous, Native, and Eastern European. And I, it's been sort of an interesting journey for me because I was born in a Hispanic family and I was like the whitest of the white baby. And whenever I would try to speak Spanish, I was often made fun of by my family. And so it made me kind of shy away from certain aspects of my cultural heritage. That combined with sort of an unspoken, some unspoken behavior. I think my grandmother, my mother's mother, she was the oldest of 7 children, and their died very young, and so she was responsible for all of them. I think that she had to protect them a lot from negative reaction. I was told stories of times when she had to protect them. And I think that combined with my family had a ranch in California that was taken by the state of California. And I think it was such a negative experience combined with what a lot of Native families were dealing with, as like having their children taken, being sent to schools and whatnot, that my grandmother actually kind of hid that part of our cultural heritage, or distanced, I should say, distanced our family from that as much as possible. And it made a big impact on both my aunt. They were always trying to reclaim their cultural heritage. And I've been trying my 2020, and I've been trying to find her tribe back home. And it itself has been sort of an interesting journey in sort of like trying to connect with tribe members, and just their interaction with me, and just the overall complexity of our relationship with colonialism altogether, I feel like has been a really interesting journey for me, and trying to reconcile all the different aspects of myself and my culture, and the interplay that it's had within each other, and what that means for me as an individual, how that moves me through the world. So that's
Love it.
about that.
I love it. Well,
Can I just say something
yeah.
real quick?
go ahead.
So I don't know why the Hispanic culture is like that, because I'm the exact same way. The best thing that I know in Spanish is my name. Okay. I do really well. I think I do pretty good in school. I get some B's and C's, but I mostly get A's, but I got a B in Spanish.
I
And I was like,
took
but we're ostracized. They make fun of me. I'm from Kentucky, so they call me Derby. They call me, and then they tell my mother, why doesn't she speak Spanish? And it's like, you still can't take my culture from me. And I don't really know, maybe a lot of, I don't know if we're supposed to use the word, I was correct. The Asian, Asian, is that, or I don't know why it's like that. But my sister is actually fair complected like you. So you look a lot like my sister. I'll have to send you a picture. But yeah, we get ostracized. And if you're Irish, I'm not sure if you're Irish, Anthony, but if you have an Irish descent, do you get scolded for not speaking, but
Right.
it's a serious issue, and it's really good also as far as the Native American, your culture goes, that you're going in and trying to do this, because from what I just seen on the news, they're trying to wipe it completely away from history.
Mhm, mhm.
it's been
Yeah.
interesting trying to just it's interesting. It's interesting from all sides and all behaviors. I can completely understand this chain reaction of action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction, and how that creates this dissonance that makes it very difficult for all parties to communicate with each other. And I think it's become very difficult to talk about these things. People, nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings, and nobody wants to step on anyone's toes. And these topics, these things that we're talking about, are so sensitive. There's so much feeling behind everything that it makes it a very difficult conversation. And so difficult conversations people tend to walk away from them. But I think we're coming up on a time where we just cannot not have these conversations anymore.
Mhm,
We have to
mhm.
get comfortable with the discomfort of it and move through it.
Right. And I think that's exactly what we have to do. We have to have positive discourse and understanding that there's some sort of reality that very much is unfolding for anybody that's even trying to pay a little bit of attention. There's something unfolding, and it is very weird. It doesn't even make sense. And then there's some people that are following the cookie crumbs, and they're like pretty much okay with how, like, this is our time. This is and what I really, when I hear you, when you guys talking about communities, oftentimes I've been starting to think that, like, when the ancient ones or the oral histories that talk about light embers or light keepers or stuff, what if they were like, what if they were really talking about like, oh, when this tribe gets decimated down to this, and then they're at their bottom, and they're like, as evidenced by like all the things that happen within their tribe and around it and stuff. That's like an individual, like something that is already a community. And what if he just told all the communities that their oral history is coming, it's happening right now. And
Right.
then
The
you
history is happening right now.
yeah,
Wow.
what if they and they knew this, and it appears to me like there's several of them that already know this. So it's like, I think it's just like sparklers, yo. I think we're like, get your sparklers out and get it over there, and let's go. Let's get our sparklers
Mhm.
going. That's how I feel. And oh, by the way, some people might get angry while you're trying to sparkle them, so be kind
Mhm.
to them.
They're the ones that need the sparkle the most.
Yeah.
I'll just put some little bit of glitter on you too.
Yes, yes. The stuff that's the calming glitter. Is it the calming? Yeah, that one. Because I might need some of that. Holy moly, my racehorse is going. Rawr. It doesn't even want to stop. It just keeps going.
Yeah, it's crazy because what she said, what Shelly said, you know, if let's just say, I mean, she can't find the tribe, right? At least she knows some information, right? So she's the
Mhm.
light worker. She has the information.
Yes.
So if they're digitally, if you remove from history, isn't that genocide? Like to completely get rid of a population in history? Not saying
Yeah.
they got rid of them, but I mean to just completely delete history, then it makes you wonder, how many times has this happened?
Yeah.
And then we
Well,
go back and say, in the beginning, was that the beginning? I don't listen.
well, you know what I think about this? I think about a show that Laura and we just watched recently. I think it was on Nova, and it's about some early documentation in the United States military by some wise ass somebody in the military said you better do this. And so some of the earliest recordings are on wax cylinders of indigenous people speaking. And there were people that these are in a special United States archive, and somehow the word got out, and an indigenous tribe found out about them, and so this whole documentary was like, we found them, and they got to bring like their freaking songs like they were way back when 100 years ago, and got to listen to them, and then got to sing the songs as they were way back when, like shit that was lost, shit that was gone, wiped away. So what you just told me sparked something that I have a feeling there's more of those. I have a feeling there's
Yes.
more of those, is what I feel. And that would be like, wouldn't that be amazing that like some of these lost histories or lost voices, it will, and I think
Lost
that the
tribes. Shelly, you've got to
Yeah.
make sure you document everything you find out because I mean, I don't know how many people are, but it's going to be wiped away
yeah.
Yeah.
from what the
It's
news said.
and I've called every single one of the tribal centers from Southern California to Northern California. The information that I have is from the probate of the sale of the ranch, and it was information that was logged with the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs. But when I go to the tribes, they don't have any record of my family. So it's like the federal government has a record, but the tribe themselves don't have the record.
It sounds an awful lot like slavery would happen. They were just a
Yeah.
number.
Yeah,
And
I
so
think
by one of the tribes is that if I couldn't find them, she said, come back. There are organizations where you can give them a blood sample and we'll find which tribe you belong to that way. And I just haven't pursued that yet, but that is definitely a way for me to find where
Well,
they
when
are.
you give them a blood sample, also give them your routing number and account number so they know where to send your check. Because if you are over a certain percentage, apparently, I mean, that's probably why they're trying to wipe it away, because from what I understand, there is reparations that are due, and a lot of Native Americans don't know to apply for them. So that might be something you might want to look into. And like I said,
Yeah.
do you guys need my routing number?
You know,
Well, you know what I think will happen is I think that we're going to create I think that this movement that we're starting is going to create a movement towards exactly what I said by lighting these fires in these indigenous. What's happening with reality is reality, and it will ignite excitement just by telling. Just like in social work, just like as a therapist, when somebody's at the rock bottom and you say, "What the hell? You are amazing. Do you not know this? Your freaking oral history's connected to like ancient histories, yo. Rise up, stop this madness. Let's go. Teach us. Please teach us." And once we go into that mode of please teach us as community pillars, they'll be like community pillars because they're like all over the place. We made them go into these really strange places, but you might as well just make them into really strange retreat places where we can all learn truth and you can connect with the one that's closest to you. Right? And just make them into great pillars of truth about what the heck is going on, but also who and what we really are as humans here, what we're doing here.
And I have to say really quick too, I've been presented with that question before in the past from people of like, why do you not find your tribe so that you could benefit from tribal rights and whatnot?
That's okay.
And or even the question of reparations. And my goal is to find my mother's tribe to bring her home, not
Yeah.
to of any of the benefits. And if there were any benefits that were for whatever reason gifted to me, it would go directly back to the tribe, not myself, because those resources should go to the individuals who have directly
Been affected.
that need the resources and deserve the resources. And that's not me. I've not had to walk that particular struggle, or at least not in the same way. So I don't feel that that would be appropriate.
That's commendable. Because I'd be like,
Well,
my routing number is. Can you move your camera down just a little bit? Your name is over your face, Shelly.
I'm also lucky.
Oh, there we go.
Right. So, and I gotta acknowledge that, like, and be honest, like, I'm in a fortunate position to not have to need those benefits. So I have no business taking them. They belong to people who need them. And I think,
I was thinking, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was just thinking as like, as these things, as we start to look for them, to honor them, all of these things that we're talking about, like as soon as you start bringing, like you start lifting people up and you start giving them housing and electric, like basic goddamn shit, and then you tell them, you give them basic stuff and you give them like basic living so that they can thrive. They will thrive. They will freaking thrive. That's what everything does. If you just give people a place to thrive, they will thrive. And then we can bring the amount of excitement of the truth that's coming out. There will be so much wealth that it'll just be mind blowing. And I think it'll be because we're shifting the money system. The wealth will be like in like the excitement that our elders or our indigenous elders, some of their indigenous mythologies talk about this. They talk about the end of the white period. So what happens at the end of the white period? Then they talk about us all coming together. So when are we there? I'm wondering if we're there. I think we are.
I think we're definitely trying to figure out what we want that to look like, what we
Yes.
together to look like. For
That's
sure.
exciting.
And I for one would like to somehow invent a new system for exchange of energy and time instead of this placeholder of money that we keep using. But how do we quantify our most precious resource, which is our energy, our time? How do we exchange that in a way where we don't develop yet another hackable financial system?
I think it's even just stated just like you just said it. I think us just agreeing that that's what we want. We want something of that has some equitable exchange of this energy money thing, but also, I don't even make any clear. I make it. I'm like a freaking, like, if you're gonna shoot for something, I'm gonna be like the star athlete that just wrote his goal. I'm freaking the Olympic champion. I don't give a shit. Women are going to be able to raise their damn children if they want to. We're going to utilize technology to its greatest potential and not scare people about being overtaken by allowing robotics and intelligence to allow people to go do what they want to, and mothers to raise their children that they want to have. They want to have them. Holy moly. I think that'll be pretty darn exciting. I really do. I think that might be pretty darn exciting. Mothers having kids and then being able to raise them without having to worry about all the insane survival stuff, if you know what
So
I'm
why
talking
can't
about.
we now? I mean, if the cost of living went up, but what we get paid went up, why can't we? Why? I mean, where did it change? I mean, I have to work and take care of the kids. But my mother stayed home, and I know that the cost of living, like I said, was lower, but the income was lower, but so was the cost of living. Where did it change and why? Are we buying more things? Are we buying more stuff? Like, why do we need so much? The houses
Because
to me were grand back then.
somewhere along the line, we were increasingly fed this illusion of lack, that there wasn't enough resources. The further we moved on, the more they said the resources were shrinking and population
Supply and
expanding
demand.
us into a state of fear where we were looking at each other and down at the ground instead of looking at the big picture as it was changing.
And I'm kind of still in that mindset, as you can see. Maybe after a few of these, I'll say, but yeah, it's like right now, it's like, oh, if I don't make this, if I don't make that, I'm not going to be able to. There's so much stress about I got to make, I got to pay, I got to make, I got to pay, I got to make, that if we didn't have that, then we could. It's like they want to keep us confused. They want to keep us like not focused on other things, because literally if we're not focused on bills, we're focused on I got to get that loop. Not me. I don't shoot. I just wear whatever my kids outgrow. So I bought it.
It's basic physiology is what that is. It's getting you into fight or flight, nonstop fight or flight, or disassociate or freeze. It's hitting that part of your system that literally changes what you hear, how your eyes work, your ability to think, all of that, because all of your blood is going to different places for survival. You're not in the headspace to even see or hear the situation. Right. Even if you were focusing as much as, all of your willpower, physiologically, you're in a state of stress. You are not taking in that information completely. And so it's not that people aren't, I don't think it's necessarily that they're not aware or that they don't care, or they are inherently good. They are inherently curious, and they feel the call.
What they don't have is they don't have the freedom to follow the call, follow that calling to go in, exactly because of that thing that you said, which is you have certain responsibilities and things that you have to focus on. You have children, it's not just you. So you don't have that space, or at least it's much more difficult to find that space. So that's one of the things that I've been trying to kind of nugget at and work at. And how do we create space for people? Is it literal space? Is it figurative space? Is it financial space? What is this space that we need to create for people so that they have at least a chance to peek inwards, if not dive in, but at least start peeking in?
Well, I need energy and time, exactly what you're selling, for something else. That's
And
exactly what I need.
it's a chicken and egg thing, because the more you kind of work your way into the spiritual path, while it's exhausting, it also feeds and fuels a certain fire in you that encourages you to keep walking. And so it's this constant balance of like, this is exhausting, but it's also feeding me, but it's also exhausting, but it's also feeding me. So maybe part of creating that space is just encouraging people that it is a challenge and it is difficult, but if you continue to move through it, you're going to find these little jewels, these little nuggets along the way that are going to sustain you to help you keep going, because that is what we find, right? If we continue down the path, like it starts unfolding and bigger and more and more magical and bigger, and but I think we can encourage people to just get on the path and start, and even if it seems like nothing's happening, just kind of go with it a little bit and see.
Yeah. Even just a little bit from 10% of the population.
Right.
Under-
And everybody that's like the social engineers, the people that study what's going on sociologically that's going on. If you look at the technology revolution, all of us here are old enough to have awakened to the www and what happened with that, with the internet, where we're at right now. We're at AI right now.
Mhm.
Okay. Imagine that when computers were really invented, and who invented them and when they started this. It was in the 50s and 60s. And so just imagine that they're ahead of us in everything with on the intelligence world. So, and everything that anybody is talking about, what we're talking about is some sort of technology revolution that is like that on steroids. So it's scary to some people. It's scary to people who are not spiritually grounded, because it seems like they talk about stuff that is happening with it naturally. I looked at as like a tree doing something strange, or like, the vine in my house when it was just going up the crystal, and Laura and I telling it to go up and grab the butcher knife that we have hanging in our kitchen. It did that. So it's like, what is this? What are we talking about?
Mhm.
What are
Interesting.
we?
We're talking about today
Mm-hmm.
about technology and human history, Jamie.
Yeah.
And she had asked the question, where do we keep going wrong? Why do these seem to be the pattern? And from what I've personally observed, it's like we start with this sort of explosion of consciousness, this evolution or development of consciousness that leads to an explosion in technology that then destroys us, because we get so focused on the technology that we stop developing and working with the beginning of it, which was the consciousness. And
Yeah.
so
And what I feel like, I think a lot of people feel that part of what I've been shown in my own journey, and when I talk about this, is that we are being prepared for the guardians. We are being prepared, just like I'm saying, we are going to reverse engineer. And so when it looks like we get removed, oh, we actually remove ourselves because we learn the technology to go to where we learn that there is an intersection of technology and spirituality. And so we move into creating the next emanation of this spirit. We're doing from my understanding, we're doing a cohort on these sons. We're doing a cohort ascension. Like it can't get any more exciting. It's like we're all here doing this together, and it's also kind of individually it's kind of weird, and collectively it's definitely weird. But I think the more that we like just agree that like something is freaking happening, holy moly, what the heck, this is crazy.
I mean, did you see my fortune cookie? You're
Yeah.
going to be invited to a small group to talk about spicy topics. It was
Spicy
yesterday.
topics.
So is she having like synchronicities and stuff? Have we talked
Oh,
about this?
all the time. Yeah, all the
Okay,
time.
good. Well, now you're gonna have them with all of us. It's gonna be fun.
So tell us about
And
you, Jamie.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jamie, let's go.
I mean, okay. Well, I grew up in St. Louis, so like the south side of St. Louis. So I had a lot of culture. I loved it until we moved to like the country because the schools started getting unaccredited. So we had to get into like schools that were accredited. So we moved from St. Louis, huge area, a whole bunch of culture. So like literally I remember going to school and I was like, where are all the dark skinned kids? I'm like, there's no dark skinned kids here. I'm like, this is like freaking me out. I'm like, I'm not used to this. And then like we had like a couple, there was like this family that was these two girls, and I like immediately went to them, and I was like, y'all are my safe zone. Because I was like, I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to like not having all this diversity, right? So like that was a huge culture shock. And the town was like 1,000 people, so not very many people. Um, so as soon as I was 17, I moved straight back to St. Louis because I needed that again, that culture. And then I got pregnant and had two little boys, and now they are 15 and 16 years old. Which is
Oh, wow.
So I sold real estate for 13 years. And while like my husband and I started like a few family businesses together, like we employ like some of our family. We employ people that are just like our family. And then I do a lot of like community stuff.
You are one.
Really young.
You impress the hell out of me with all the stuff that you do. I don't know
Oh,
how
you're
you do.
sweet.
Well,
You're sweet. I'm the yes man. That's what happens when you're the yes man.
you know what it's funny uh yeah, you have a family owned businesses and stuff. You help people see. You repair their windshields. You help
Yeah.
people see, literally, physically in life,
Yeah.
people. That's what she does. She helps people see. That's
And we
funny.
keep people safe too. That's
Mhm.
now part of the auto glass business. And we used AI. We were actually,
Yeah.
Wow, you're busy.
yeah, I stay real busy.
You need a mini me.
I need to learn how to get a mini me. Like that's where I struggle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggle at delegating. I can like hire employees, but I struggle at delegating my own stuff.
Well, you better start clearing your calendar for our group adventures, because I don't know how this is going, but there's some sort of group adventure thing going.
There's like a
So
caravan going around.
yeah, and we're all gonna turn into comedians somehow of like I don't even know how this happens, but
Right.
why not? Why not?
Why
Fairy
not?
dust sprinkles and cotton candy and rubbing the nose and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Mhm. And whatever they bring from Indiana, I'm sure they have stuff they bring from over there too.
We have stuff.
You know, my family was Missouri. My dad's side of the family, I thought they were from Missouri. Turns out they're from Wabash, Indiana.
Oh, that's not far. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I have
BASH.
an Aunt Sandy who lives in Wabash, Indiana.
She's my neighbor.
I wouldn't be surprised, lady. I wouldn't be surprised at all with the strange intersects that occur.
Oh gosh. Yes.
I mean,
Did you Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just I wonder how many of us are related to each other.
Just wait. That's
Hey, I
coming.
got a question. Is there anybody in this group that's had a relationship with a guinea pig at all?
Yeah. I love guinea pigs. What do you
You've had guinea pigs?
Oh God, yeah. I've had like every animal. Yeah.
Oh, do you know about their
Mm.
the mythology around them or anything? Do you know about like
Gosh, are you serious?
yeah, do you know about like seriously, you don't even know about the mythology about the
The
guinea
last
pigs?
guinea pig that we had literally like ate too much food that it exploded when we were on vacation. So
Okay,
now I'm
they're
like,
healers. They're healers. They're freaking healers.
guinea
Yeah,
pigs?
they're like they have like they have some of the same qualities that like people talk about the cats do,
Are
like
you
of
serious?
healing.
We've
And
had them. I love guinea pigs.
yeah, and so a lot of the Latin culture really has some of the guinea pig mythology in it. So
Look this
so
up.
you know me, I'm always looking for the white guinea pig. So
You never talk about animals. Now you're talking about all these animals.
I know because you guys got me like looking for them all the
I
time.
love this. I love it.
There we go.
And now you're forcing me to look up guinea pigs in
Right, because you guys are
mythology.
helping, you guys teach me about weird ass stuff that I never even think about until I watch you or see you. And then, like today, I probably had, I don't even understand so many damn guinea pig things in my feed that for no freaking reason. Right. And then, like, it's like gets forced on you. Right. It's like, okay, I'm going to learn about guinea pigs today.
And now I think I want to buy one.
I know.
I'm like, this is giving me an excuse to buy a guinea pig.
I do love their squeals. Their little squeals
Mhm.
are cool.
Yeah.
Their little
They're
They're,
little,
they are kind of, yeah, not even gonna
they're
lie.
little,
Yeah, they're kind of
little,
cute.
little nose.
Yeah, they
Ferrets
probably
are
heal.
so cute. Anthony, I was just telling you
Oh,
about ferrets. Aren't
Yeah.
they bite though.
Ooh.
We had two of them. Well, we should, because of Beastmaster, the movie Beastmaster. It's from the 80s. But there
Yeah.
there were ferrets in it, so we got one, and it was just like,
Yeah, we had Kono and Pono.
Oh, I
We
had
had
no idea.
Kono and Pono.
Really?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they're cool. They're long. What about 2 feet long?
Something like
Long.
that. Yeah, I saw them at the store. I was looking, we were getting fish, and I was like, I need to free these things. There was like 3 of them, like, and I'm like, $500 for freaking
Oh,
ferrets?
they have a funk though. They
Oh,
have a
really?
funk. Oh yeah. They have
Oh,
glands.
their stuff is bad. Like
Mhm.
bad. Yeah. But they're cute. They just need to be free.
Yeah, exactly. Some animals should just be let to do their own thing.
Yeah,
are
clearly.
those tarot cards?
Oh, Shelly's got them.
Oh
I
yeah.
am addicted. So I
Are
don't
you
care.
really?
Like I keep them everywhere. I have them in my car. I don't know, maybe
Wait a
nine
second.
decks.
Do you do tarot online? Do you do tarot on your TikTok?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
So
But
That's probably
look
how I
at
started
look at
finding you.
now I can finally show. This is my little thing. So nobody goes
Anthony,
Aw.
in
look
it,
at
but
that box.
I have. These are all we'll have to do. Shelly and I have got. I love
Oh my
tarot. This one I got for Christmas is Hocus Pocus.
God. That's awesome.
We've got Oracle. Well, I'm Wiccan, but spell casting. I say, are those tarot? I even have a little wand. I'm not playing around, guys. Not you. Anybody that wants to mess with me?
I
Hey,
love
lady,
it. I love it.
And then
I love it.
my
I love your
usually the one
feisty
that
with
I
it
feel
too.
the like see, and this is my favorite one. Then we've got
Yeah.
sage. Anyway, let me stop. But no,
These
I thought
feisty
and
wand ladies.
oh Shelly, we have got to do
You
a
guys are silly. You guys are
reading.
silly. I love this. I'm burning incense for this energy. I'm burning this in here. I'm burning this for this energy right here, right now. This is what it's
I
supposed to
got
be
to.
about.
Well, I would do
Holy
it too.
moly.
This is
Holy
so
moly.
cool.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
All right,
Well,
let's
thank you
get
for
a
coming
time
in. Thank you for
together
being here.
for this week. Very
Okay.
nice to meet you.
Okay, yes, we'll see you. Bye. I guess we have to add Shelly to our group chat, group text.
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
bye.
Shelly hugs. Bye.
Hugs.
Okay. You guys are amazing. Seriously.
Bye. Go team. There are no coincidences.
There are. I love you, Jamie. Thank
I
you. so
love
much.
you too. Thank you. Have a good
Talk to you-
night.
You too.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.